Hey guys, welcome to the snow delay edition, 2 hour delay, Brother Jay's Card Finds. I originally shot a video for Saturday, but it was basically just a video of me complaining. I'll try to explain that briefly, and then we'll show you how I had a nice little comeback on Sunday. So, what did I do on Saturday? Now, it's been a couple days now, so I got to think about it. First thing is I went to a show, and I believe it was in the Norristown area. They call it East Norriton. It was in a church, and it was done by a guy who's been doing a lot of local shows. But to be honest with you, I haven't been liking his shows very much. It's a lot of Pokemon. He gets them in weird venues where there's not a lot of room. And I'm not going to drive out of my way for any more of his shows because I really wasn't that happy with him. But anyway, so I went there. Nobody had good bargain boxes. The only thing that I did find that I was interested in, there was a lady that had a nice section of Frank Thomas cards. As you guys know, I PC Frank Thomas. She had a bunch of stuff that had very high prices on it. And then she had a stack of cards that she hadn't had priced. And I found one that I wanted out of there, and I was hoping she was going to price it. However, the internet was not working very well in that room. It was kind of the basement of a church. And so instead of actually just coming with a price out of her head, she decided that she couldn't price it because of the fact that she couldn't look it up on the internet. So I excused myself. I said, okay, I'll be back later. And then I left that show. It was very disappointing. I'm disappointed I burned up my gas. But it is what it is. Okay. Next, I went to Jake's. That was my next idea. Jake's flea market. This was the last weekend for it. And Sunday, I think the weather was kind of a mess. So I'm kind of glad I stopped on Saturday. They're only open Saturdays and Sundays. And that was the only show that I bought anything from on Saturday. Let me see if I can figure this out, how it was again. I don't want to give you guys anything that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there was another card and I'm not finding. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. All right. Well, the first dealer was a guy that's always there. It's an older guy with a younger guy, whatever. But they're always there. They tend to have packs. I got this Mike Trout. It was priced at $6. And the other thing I got was a pack of what do we call them? It's on the box here I'm looking at. The top cyber stats. And it was an unopened pack of I don't know, I think it was close to 20 cards. I needed a few of them for my set. I think he had that priced at 4 or something like that. So it was priced at 10. He put it back over there. And I was like, would you do 8? And I was like, no, that's a little higher than I want to pay. So he said, he kind of chased me down. Then he's like, how about 6? And I said, yeah, I guess I can do 6 because the Trout card was already priced at 6. I got to look this up. I doubt if it's even close to a $6 card, but we'll see. And the other pack wasn't really worth what I paid for it either. But, because there was a few extras that I needed. I guess it was worth something. But after that, on Saturday, I went to a local show out here. It's called Store. Mount Penn Sports Cards. It was small business Saturday, and he really didn't have anything out there. He's mainly focusing on selling unopened product. He usually has boxes of singles that I can go through. None of that stuff was out, so obviously he wasn't trying to sell singles on his sale day. So I didn't buy anything there. I just basically walked in, walked out. So that was Saturday. Sunday was the big show out here. It was the Westchester card show, which is a very large show, and I did really well. I mean, I had all my money. I think I got an extra 20 too, so I had $95 going in. I waited till 10 o'clock when it was no longer the early bird, so I only paid $5 to get in, and I quickly found a lot of stuff. There was a gentleman, I think the first one I started with, there was a guy who had basically anything that was unsleeved was a quarter. If it was sleeved but not priced, it was 50 cents. Then he had stuff that was priced. So let me go through and show you if I can figure out which ones are which. I think these were all quartered. None of them were sleeved. Bagwell, 91, Bowman rookie. Of course, I already have that, but for a quarter, Bagwell rookie. 82, George Brett. I don't think I had that as a single. Here's a Clemens 90 Fleer. It's a box bottom. So I always like those. We got a Andre Dawson. This is Donruss Learning Series. So those are kind of tough to come by. I got a Ricky Henderson. I believe this is from Baseball Cards Magazine cutout. So that's like 75 tops. I'm sorry about the glare, but apparently my phone believes I need a lamp, an extra light in here. So here's an 87 classic Ricky Henderson. So the first classic Ricky Henderson. 82 Donruss Ricky Henderson. Sure, I have that. 84 Fleer Ricky Henderson. The Oakland Star Man of Steel Nabs 939. On the back it just says 939. So kind of a bootleg card. Edgar Martinez Donruss Learning. Here, this one's a neat one. This is a Double Trouble, McGuire and Eric Davis. Looks like a 81 Fleer. It is from Baseball Cards Magazine. This is Mulder. It's kind of a fancy looking card. I believe that's actually the back. I have it. Here's the front. Star Factor. I think is it Leaf Limited, I think? Yeah, I think so. And in the back, you already saw pretty much, but there you go. So, yeah, I believe it's Leaf Limited. This is a Puckett. It's an, Upper Deck Diamond Destiny. It's got the little cell, as you can see. You kind of see through it. This is an interesting one. It's go to Giant Food, to buy a commemorative Cal Ripken Jr. Coca-Cola 8-ounce bottle. Upper Deck, Orioles, and something in the corner. You can see what it is. There you go. I can't read it right now. And it's a coupon. So I figured, why not? I mean, it's unusual. It must be a Baltimore area thing. Here's Pudge Rookie 1991 Bowman. And we got two of his 1991 tops traded. And they're both the regular backs, not the other backs that were in the packs. Pete Rose, 86 tops. Just need that for my singles. I have it in the set already. I believe this is an 82 Nolan Ryan Diamond Kings. 85 Donruss Nolan Ryan. 83 Fleer Nolan Ryan. Bit off center, but a lot of these are off center. No, if they were on center, they probably wouldn't have been a quarter. Nolan Ryan. Here's a 1990 award winners with Nolan Ryan. We've got a lot of noise outside. I believe it's the either the trash man or the recycle man. So excuse me for that. 93 Fleer Diamond Tribute. So that's a neat one. Here's the back. Let me show you the back of that. That's a neat one. So I like that. It's a 6 of 10. So it must have been an insert set. 1983 Topps Super Veteran. I don't think I had that one in my collection. 86 Topps. I know I have that in the set. I probably have it as a single as well, but just in case. For a quarter, it's not a bad thing. 1989 Topps Box Bottom, as you can see with the blue border. So there you go. We got CC Sabathia, Game Face, and it's an Upper Deck promo. Recently had a card with Vlad Guerrero with that same Upper Deck promo. Ryan Sandberg, 75. And this one, Baseball Cards Presents. Okay. This one is interesting here. This is 85 Tom Seaver, but that is not Tom Seaver. That is, I forget his name. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to speculate what his name is, but he's a left-hander. And that's, I mean, I know what his name is, but I have to look it up. I can't think of it right now. So that's the error, and here's the corrected. From what I heard, you can only get the corrected out of the complete sets. So this one's a little chewed up at the bottom, unfortunately, but I think it's a harder card to come by. Here's another Tom Seaver. I don't normally buy so many Tom Seaver cards, but that's an 87, and that's a Tiffany. Here's another Tiffany, Ozzie Smith, 87 Tiffany. Here, oops, I dropped that card. Here is a Squirt, Dave Winfield, and this looks like it came out in 81, because that's an 81 back, pretty sure. And Robin Yount. And this is, who is this one? This is Pocket Price Guide card values. So there you go. All right, those were all a quarter. See what else I had that was a quarter. Let me see. This thing here is all a quarter. I guess I'll go through them. This is actually a complete set that was in the same bin. So I paid a quarter each for these. First of all, here's the cert. 9881 of 10,000. It's from Front Row. And they're not signed or anything, but they do have a special back. So they're on order here. This is number 1. And here's the back. So I'm not going to flip each one over, but I'll show you the front of each one. So you see the exclusive offer. And here's number 2. Oops, hold on. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. And number 7. Now, I probably have some of these as singles already. But it's actually probably not, though. I forgot. This is actually a limited set with the logo, the thing on the back. So, all right. So, what else do we have? Well, we'll go through these. Now, okay. Well, actually, hold on. I think here's a couple more that were a quarter. This is for my 86 set. George Brett and Jim Rice. I needed those for the set. Just ignore the Derek Jeter in the back there. There's Derek Jeter, but I've had that. I need to put that in my 2007 set. For my 2007 set, I got CC Sabathia, Chipper Jones, and Greg Maddux, which I did not have. And for my 91 studio, I got a Ricky Henderson. Right. I think these were a quarter too. There's Briffies, that's why I have them separate. I needed this one for this Collecting 101 mini set, subset, whatever you call it. This is a Griffey, like a bootleg. It has the Major League logo on it. Seattle Mariners promotion card. So I don't know. And Warren D kind of got me thinking of these cards a little more. So when I saw Griffey, I know it's not going to be rare as the ones that he's pulling, the ones he's calling a ghost. But it's from a subset, 3 of 30. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, I didn't show you these cards. These are the other ones that I got at Jake's. Sorry, I'm jumping around here a little bit. Here's a Michael Jordan, supposed to look like 86 Donruss. On the back, it's Rookie of the Year. It's, another type of bootleg. These are all $1, by the way. Bo Jackson's shoulder pads cards for $1. James Woods, Bowman Chrome Mojo for $1. Paul Skeens rookie for $1. A couple bows, as you can see, couple bows for $1 each. And Jackson Churio, this is this year's, I believe. And it's 70 out of 75. So, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Oh, I didn't finish showing you some of the other ones. These are the ones that were actually... am I right about that? Yeah, these are the ones that were in that guy's box with the quarters that he had priced at other. This was like, I think this was 5 maybe. The Ripken was 7. It's not in perfect condition, but it's 7. I believe this was, I think this was $1. And I got 2 puckets. Now the weird thing is the one pucket was marked at, I think the one was marked at 3. And the other was in with the quarter one. So, believe me, I'm not going to... I don't know if it was supposed to be in there, but condition is good on both of them. So, it's nothing like that. So, all right. So, we got those. All right, what else do we have? There was an older gentleman that had a bunch of inserts. He had 25-cent cards, 30-cent cards. He had a lot of older cards, but there was nothing I wanted. The quarter bin cards were all junk. We got... But then he had a bunch of inserts, and he had really some weird prices on them. He had 2 Frank Thomases that I wanted, but he had them priced to the moon. The one was like, it was the franchise card from Score, and he had that priced at $12. So he wanted a lot. I got these are some of the cheaper ones. I'm trying to remember what I spent. I think it was $10 for all these. So here's a Donruss long ball leaders. I think this is from 95. Here's the Frank Thomas Heritage. This one here is just cool as heck. This makes me think of, I was thinking of my buddy, God is Great, because he's in Japan. I didn't know what he would think of this. Hopefully he likes this card. I think it's really cool, Cecil Fielder, because that's where he became what he became in the major leagues eventually. He was in Japan, and here's a nice sparkly Frank Thomas from 95 Leaf. Here's a Manny, let's see, Gold Stars from Score 96. This one here is really neat. It's not quite a rookie. It came out in 93. I know it says select rookies, but these are hard to come by, so I thought that was cool. Tim Wakefield, you know. And here's another Provision. Matt Williams, who's one I hadn't seen before. But yeah, so those are those. I got them, I believe, all for $10. And we have one last person that I bought stuff with, other than, oh, there's some other stuff I have to show you guys too. So they're in the background here. You can see it, part of it from where you're at here. These were 12 for 10. He had another price range. He bought more, but I narrowed it down to 12. So the Frank Thomas I never saw. Classic renditions from Heritage. It's like painted artwork. Frank Thomas Invincible. I didn't actually check any of these. I'm pretty sure that I don't have any of them, but I didn't check them, so I guess we'll find out if there's any duplicates. Here's a numbered Sabathia. I think it's, what was that, 1005 out of 1999. Yep. Here's a Donner Studio 2004 Studio Stars. That is that's actually a subset card. I didn't realize that. These I always like. I believe this is a refractor, because this year I think it was Topps Finest, and this was numbered 716 out of 1,000. I think this is the refractor. And Mike Lamb was in the majors. Jeff Jenkins Diamond debut from Black Diamond, very cool, and it is numbered. It's numbered 81 out of 1,000, which is kind of cool. Here's a neat looking Griffey. I'm not sure what this is. Front row? I think it's front row. And here, yeah, it's front row. And here's the back. It's 3 of 3, so apparently it's from a little set, but pure gold, it says. We'll do this one. This is Future Reflections. This is from my 2005 Reflection set, BJ Upton. I'm pretty sure I did not have Mr. Upton in my set. Frank Thomas, Bats to the Future instead of Back to the Future with Fleer Futures. We got these. I don't know how rare these are. I just saw John Jabs. I watched an old video just out of curiosity to see if he pulled any of these golds, and he opened a whole box, and I don't think he pulled any golds. So I need to find out how rare these are. But they're $1 each in this box. So, I mean, like I said, I got 12 for 10. And here's the Tomei gold. So, last card is a Kenny Lofton. Here's for Warren D. Black Diamond, and he is numbered 2294 out of 3,000. So, those were 12 for 10. Lastly, we got, this was on my way out. My last $5 in my wallet, it says 6. I asked the guy, does it have all the cards? He said yes. I went through it, made sure all the cards were in there. Obviously, I didn't make sure the cards were there until I got home, so I could have got ripped off. But Fleer Tradition, there's a few good rookies in here. 2000. I'm not going to look them out, but whoever was a rookie in 2000, I think I know Zito's in there. And lastly, from a couple guys, they had a bunch of sets. And, excuse me while I walk away, but I put this one on the shelf already. He had some sets that were open, and then he had this one here. And I'm going to show you this one for you. This is the important one. $14.97 out of 5,000. This is the 1998, I believe, yes. And it's the Devil Rays inaugural season set. And I believe each card is gold foil stamped with the inaugural year logo. I am not going to open this because it's sealed, and there's probably a good chance that it's bricked. I paid $40 for that, and I was originally looking at this. This is the one I was looking at. This is the 1995 set, Series 1 and 2. He said he cannot guarantee that it was complete. He thinks it was not complete because he opened the box and there was actually a pretty decent-sized gap, but I knew none of the extra cards. There was supposed to be a pack of Stadium Club, first day issues, and they're supposed to be a set of 7 Cyberstat season and review cards. And I think I have those. I have them in my Cyberstat, so maybe I'll stick them back in the box here. And like he said, he thought it was incomplete. I was originally just going to buy this for $5, but then when I bought this, I said, well, since I'm buying this expensive one, how about just giving me that? I had to spark a deal. Of course, they said yeah. Because at the end, they had all the sets that they had grouped together for $100. And it was all junk wax, so I didn't want it. But I didn't have 100 by that point anyway. But yeah, I didn't want that. So I went through and tried to put this set completely together. They picked out a lot of the major stars. All the major stars, I think, were picked out. Which is ridiculous. They're 95 pops. They're not worth anything. But I replaced most of them. I still need 25 cards to complete this set, so I'm going to try to reach out and see if I can get somebody that has an abundance of these. But yeah. So that's it for my show. It was fun. And it was weird because at the end, when I bought the update set, I reached in my wallet, and all I had was 5 singles left. I never spend all my money. So it was a good day. So, all right, a little bit of a long video, but thanks for watching, guys.